Go, baby, with the Madden, baby. 23. I got to get to it, man. Gonna blow me some Madden.
One time for old times. What do you say we play some football as we are underway from Oakland in the John Madden Legacy game?
I'm running a bit back.
Oh, good return up past
Damn.
the 30. And pretty good field position here. He's out of bounds right at the 35.
I'm going to do it here and me in my first play.
So it's the NFC stars who will get the ball
first.
Mouse. And Charles, as we alluded to, we've got a different era of coach on each sideline. So the man coaching this NFC squad, we'll call him Young John Madden. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And touchdown! Randy Moss, 65 yards. And the NFC strikes quickly for 6.
Damn. I was off a little bit.
No good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
I know he was going to be there.
No run back here for Hall, and this will come out to the 25.
Turn the music off. Hold on. Computer skills. I'm trying to go to game volume control. Music.
So, Charles, as mentioned, we've got another Coach Madden over here on the AFC sideline. Of course, his Raiders, members of the AFC West. So this is a conference he battled in for his entire career. And you think about the landscape in the NFL as he was getting into the back half of his tenure. It was a golden era for coaches. You had Don Shula, Tom Landry, Chuck Noll, Bud Grant. But it was John Madden who had the best winning percentage of them all, CD. 759, the best ever.
Brandon, it's hard to believe he could be so successful in a conference with all those great teams. The Steelers won 4 Super Bowls. The Dolphins won 2 and were a mainstay in the playoffs. The Colts were tough. The Broncos came on late and went to a Super Bowl themselves. But against Hall of Fame coaches, John Madden's record, 36, 16, and 2. That's pretty incredible. His Raiders were a factor each and every year.
So as we mentioned at the top, let's take you through the life of John Madden. And, you know, it's very fitting that we're here back in the Bay Area, not just because John's so associated with Raider football, but also because this was where he spent his formative years.
Yeah, he grew up over Daly City with his buddy John Robinson, who would also become an NFL head coach. And he played his high school ball at Jefferson High, eventually wound up playing tackle at the University of Oregon, and later Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Played well enough that in 1958, he was a 21st round draft pick of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's right, he was drafted 30 rounds then.
But Charles, you mentioned Coach was a 21st round draft pick back in 1958. It was the Philadelphia Eagles who selected him. But unfortunately for John, knee problems, they just continued to dog him. He was hurt in his first training camp, actually never saw the field as a player in the NFL. But it was still during his time with the Eagles. You and I were talking about this before going on air. That you could start to see the
ain't no way
going on for what his career path might entail.
And it went on in a big way, didn't it? Because while he was rehabbing his knee, he started to spend a lot of time breaking down film with the Eagles, with quarterback Norm Van Brocklin, the future Hall of Famer and future head coach in the NFL. Remember, Norm Van Brocklin coached with the Falcons, he coached with the Vikings. And it was there, during that time, I think Coach Madden realized his love of football and love for teaching, combining all that together.
Come on,
and that
here we go, baby.
A football coach. So in 1960, began his coaching career at a small college south of San Luis Obispo called Allen Hancock, and then later at San Diego State University under another legendary coach, the guy who could throw it around pretty well, Don Coryell.
What the fuck, bro? Oh my God! Come on, man.
And it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Brady going to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Second and goal from inside the 5. On play action, it's Brady. Rush coming.
Come on, baby.
Taken down. And that one really pushes him back. A loss of 9. And now it's third and goal after the sack. Here's Brady to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while, but when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3 and out, there could be enough time on the clock that they can get the ball back for their offensive guys and maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
Damn.
And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
I'm going ahead, man.
Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense.
I'm going to go to Mouse this time.
Partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure unbridled joy after that.
He's got a man, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Some guys just simply have it. And Randy Moss is one of those guys. His big playability, once again on display right there.
That's what he's known for. He averaged 15.6 yards per reception during his playing days. Highest career yards per catch average for any player with 900 or more receptions. On first and 10, it's Sanders.
Oh, shit.
Spin.
Woo!
He is in. Touchdown NFC. 37 yards for the Hall of Famer Barry Sanders. And the NFC is in for 6. Anderson on for the extra point. Oh, and now they're going to fake it.
Damn, what the? I couldn't throw the bitch. Come on, bro.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them
I was going to ask you, maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hole, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
The AFC offense set to take their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too bad.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Well, Charles, you know, it was in the early 1960s that a young John Madden made the acquaintance of the owner of the Oakland Raiders, one Al Davis, of course, and the two, they really bonded, would become one of the best owner-coach duos in NFL history. And to take it a step further, Al Davis became someone who referred to as his best friend.
Yeah, 1967, Brandon. Al Davis hired Coach Madden to be a linebackers coach. Remember, this was still the AFL at that point. We had not merged totally with the NFL. And Coach Madden, he paid dividends almost immediately. Helped the Raiders win the AFL title in 1968. And that meant a date for the Green Bay Packers in what was now known as Super Bowl II. But by 1969, at the age of 32, just 32, Brandon, John Madden assumed the mantle of head coach of the Oakland Raiders. And what a ride he, the Raiders, and the NFL were about to go on.
And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
Fuck this shit. Oh, gee.
The offense for
Straight
the
to
NFC
mouth,
ready to get their next drive started. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Favre. He's going to go up top again. He's
shit!
Complete. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The
I just throw that bitch in.
is answered.
How did they get that done?
So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No. So
we're at halftime of the John Madden Legacy game, and now we present a special tribute to the man of the hour, narrated by the Raiders' own Trey Mosley. The AFC going to get the football first here as we are back underway from Oakland in the John Madden Legacy game. And Hall not going to bring this one out. The AFC offense heading back out. You know, Charles, Coach really loved to utilize his tight ends in the passing game. You think about Dave Casper, Hall of Famer for those great Raider teams. And I think he saw a lot of Dave Casper in an all-Madden staple, Tony Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez is the type of tight end I think everyone's looking for. He's a guy that can make some big plays from that tight end position. Let me tell you, you better make sure you have him accounted for on every play.
And that's exactly right, because Dave Casper, he could shred defenses down the middle of the field. And that's exactly what Tony Gonzalez did in his entire career. A 14-time Pro Bowl selection. Only Tom Brady has more. There's 6 guys in the 15,000-yard receiving club. He's the only tight end in there. Tony Gonzalez, every snap he had to know where he was because he could make plays short, medium, and long, and often put the ball in the end zone.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they need to move the sticks. So now, Charles, to pick up the story we've been telling, John Madden at 42. He had just completed a 10-year stint as the coach of the Raiders. He wants to step away a bit from the grind of coaching, but he doesn't want to step away from the game of football. So he ends up signing on with CBS in 1979 to try his hand at broadcasting. And much like his coaching career, he was pretty much an instant success.
Partner, he really connected with the people right from the start, and people may not remember he wasn't even on the #1 team.
Damn, I missed his hole.
He worked his way up. But the same things that made him a great coach made him a great broadcaster. The ability to show the big picture, yet break it down into the details. That's what he did with his teams. That's what he did with the people. That way, he was simple to understand, yet insightful for viewers.
Bro, what the fuck?
Big personality that he had, one that connected with everyone.
Well, we talk a lot about referees trying to protect quarterbacks, and no question they're going to protect number 12.
And really, truly, around the league, the intent is to protect all quarterbacks. It's just common sense. Those are the guys everyone comes to see play each and every week. And that call was pretty easy.
So for Coach Madden, Charles, by 1981, his broadcasting career is really taking off. He's elevated to the network's #1 booth that calls all the big matchups. And he gets the plum assignment of calling Super Bowl 16, 49ers and Bengals, and he's teamed up with Pat Summerall. And that pairing ultimately would go on to be one of the most influential in sports broadcasting history.
Influential not just in us listening to them. Remember, they went on and called 8 Super Bowls together. But how they put together kind of the template that all of us broadcasters follow now. Sitting down with the head coaches and the quarterbacks and the stars of each team before a ball game to get extra information. And the way that those two paired together, Pat Summerall, short, concise, to the point, and turned it over to Coach Madden to fill in all the big details.
As you mentioned, CD, talking about John Madden, the broadcaster, he called 8 Super Bowls with Pat Summerall, 3 more with Al Michaels later in his career. He spent nearly 3 decades in the booth all told. And not only was he beloved for his mannerisms, we know that, but he was an innovator as well.
Yeah, Brandon, you're talking about things like the telestrator, which totally became identified with him. and now it's a staple for all analysts to have in the booth. And then you think about things like turducken on Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to pick that out.
He upgraded the old Madden team. He was a very popular commercial pitch man. And even the Madden Cruiser was unique, and you had to be someone to get a ride on it, too.
Now Brady got to have this one. He finds his man complete. It's Gonzalez. And he is going to have enough for an AFC first down. So how about that? They risk it on 4th down, and they're rewarded. Here's Allen. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Brady now to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Reggie White able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now a toss play. Allen. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So 2 minutes to play in the John Madden Legacy game. The NFC trying to finish this one off. We're back to Oakland after this. Brady to throw for it on 4th down. Finds Hill on the crossing route, complete. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, possession switches hands. Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now, CD, we did get a little ahead of ourselves talking about John Madden, the broadcaster in the 90s and 2000s, because there was another product during that time period that he became quite famous for. And
bro, look at this.
You and I know a little bit about it, and that's the video game that bears his name. Originally John Madden Football when it was first released back in the late 1980s, and now known the world over simply as Madden.
And Coach saw this originally as a way to teach the game of football. The early designs were for a 7-on-7 game, but he said no chance. He would not sign off on it. He wanted to be as realistic as possible. He told him, call me when it's 11-on-11, and he got his wish.
Yeah, after that debut, Madden the video game continued to pick up steam through the 90s in a big way, and John himself, many will remember, was a commentator for the series for many years. And now off to the races down the right side, and all the way in for the touchdown. George Kittle, 69 yards, and the NFC is in for 6. Extra point by Anderson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 23. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Anderson to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The offense for the AFC set to go now. But probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dive. Now Brady. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Here's Favre to throw. High throw, but the catch is made. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. That one looks like he'll throw here. Again to the big tight end, George Kittle. Touchdown! George Kittle with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the NFC just continuing to pour it on.
Blowout, baby.
Extra point by Anderson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, here's Anderson to kick it away.
Man, don't run the shit back, man.
This taken in at the goal line.
Oh!
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The AFC offense set to take their next drive. Well, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. So it's a win here for the NFC. Just an incredible afternoon of football and remembering the life of John Madden. And before we go,